There's a very special place down in southeastern Australia. A land so full of adventure, rugged landscapes, stunning wilderness, breathtaking Alpine Meadows, mountain vistas, crystal clear rivers, incredible four-wheel drive tracks and some magnificent Alpine Huts. It's the Aussie High Country. People keep asking me why I spend so much time down here. I mean, I would have thought it's pretty clear by now. Just look at it. Those crisp mornings, the fresh air, the sunrises and sunsets, the peace and quiet, and of course the wild weather, and waking up to a mountain panorama or a curious kangaroo just poking its head around camp. I've spent my fair share of time down in the Snowies and the New South Wales High Country with all of its wild beauty. But now, it's time to set my sights a bit further south across the border into Victoria. So join us over the next 7 days as we take you into the Victorian High Country and show you that you can have the quintessential high country experience without really having to do those extreme butt cheek clenching, profanity riddled, wheel lifting, axle braking, getting to camp at midnight because we had a massive recovery four-wheel drive tracks, and to see some of the most jaw-dropping and spectacular sights that only the high country has to offer. Let's go! All right, everyone, it is the 2nd of December and it is finally heading down to Victorian High Country. It's been a couple years in the making. The first couple of trips got ruined by that thing that we shall never speak about back in March 2020. I'm sure we all know what it was, but finally we're off running. Never been to Victorian High Country, so I've been super keen for this trip. We're on Link Road heading between Perisher and Guthiga. Some of the boys have never been in this area, so I thought I'll be a personal tour guide today and show them some of the best spots around Jindabyne. And then we're going to camp in Island Bend tonight and then head off tomorrow. So before each day, each morning, I'll give you guys a full outline of the roads and the tracks that we plan on taking and what we plan on doing and seeing and all that. Yeah, this should be a great trip. I cannot wait. Let's go! And today actually also marks the 2 years that I've been on YouTube. So as of today, there's 457 of you legends that have subscribed and following along on these trips. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you guys have been enjoying me taking you along on these trips as much as I've enjoyed actually doing these trips, because some of these places I've gone to are bloody incredible. If you haven't already, subscribe. You don't have to. But it'd be greatly appreciated, and give the video a like. But yeah, I'll just keep taking you guys on these incredible spots because I bloody love it. So you got Guthiga Dam there, and as you can see, the levels are like very low at the moment. That's worryingly low. It's like, you can't even call it a dam at this point. I don't think I've ever seen it that low in my life. Man, it's been raining like quite a bit down here, and it looks like it's had no effect at all. Like it's all dry, you know? It's just, any rain that's fallen has just dried up completely. That's what happens when you get, you know, 2 bad snow seasons plus barely any rain since June, really. You would classify it as a mini drought because there's barely been any rain, but that's shockingly low. Yeah, it's just a river now, not even a dam. Beautiful Snowy River, 1100 meters. It's not flowing real great at the moment because of the lack of rain, as I've said, but it's still pretty beautiful nonetheless. So yeah, awesome, awesome spot. Wow. Look at that kookaburra. What a beautiful. All right, good morning everyone. We had a mixed night last night. There was a bit of rain came through and a bit of wind. Nothing too bad though, but that cheeky possum that was hanging around camp all night, bumping into the car and jumping onto the bloody tailgate. But you know, it is what it is. When you're out in the bush, where you're in the animal's home, so you can't really complain about that. We are heading across the border today. Grabbed a few coffees and breakfast in Jindy. We're going to turn onto the Barry Way and shoot all the way down into Victoria. The clouds are clearing a bit in Jindabyne, but obviously the Barry Way, it cuts through the wilderness and stuff, so we'll just have to see how the weather goes when we're there. So this should be a cracking day, so let's get on it. All right, so we've just come onto the Barry Way now, so we'll make our way down. The weather's a bit mixed at the moment. The rain is kind of on and off, so it's not too bad. And also because there's a few raindrops and stuff, footage on the GoPro might not be clear because of raindrops on the GoPro lens, so apologize for that, but I can't do anything about that. So here we are, the Wallace Craggy lookout. Incredible. There's the road all the way there, down into the valley. Fucking beautiful. The view over this way is not that great. Yeah. The Barry Way, it's spectacular road on the southern end of Kosciuszko National Park, and it travels through the very remote and rugged Biadbo wilderness, and it just kind of snakes its way along the side of the mountain with sheer drops, a hell of a lot of blind corners. You can't see people coming, so it's just very slow going, and eventually gets to the point where it just follows the Snowy River all the way down to the Victorian High Country. I've done my research a bit, so I'll give you guys a bit of research on the road. But the Barry Way, oh my God. The Barry Way was created in 1950, I believe. 1950s or 1960s by a guy named Leo Barry, who was the mayor or councillor of the Snowy River Council at the time. Got the construction of it underway. But before that, it formed a stock route for cattle and stuff in the 1800s. And so I can't imagine how treacherous it would have been back then traveling down here, because I mean it's pretty narrow, the road how it is now, but it's such a absolutely spectacular drive. I mean, look at the view out the right is just phenomenal, absolutely unbelievable. It's a windy, snaky road, blind corners, no guardrails, steep drop-offs, remote mountains, out in the wilderness. I mean, what more could you possibly want? Like, So anyway, this is the Barry Way, and enjoy the drive because it is a jaw-dropping drive. So yeah, enjoy it. Just take a look at this. This is what getting out there and getting in your four-wheel drive and just getting out there, this is what it's all about, man. You don't see this kind of stuff in the cities, you know. This is why I hate is a strong word, but I hate cities. They're convenient, that's about it. This is just phenomenal, man. When you come out to places like this, what I find is that it makes you feel so insignificant, you know. You feel like a little speck, you know. It's just yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Probably shouldn't get too close to the edges. Whenever I come onto roads like this, it always just makes me think, how on earth did they manage to build these roads all those years ago? Like, it just seems like such a crazy feat of engineering to be able to build such a road in such a remote, rugged place that would be pretty perilous and dangerous to actually get to just to start construction, but it's friggin' awesome. Hey, Brumby on the right. Look at that. Look at that. That's just fuck. That is fuck. I need a dictionary with me to come up with new words to describe this place, because it's, the thing is, you come out to these places and you take your photos and your videos, but they never, ever, ever do justice to just how amazing these spots are. You got to actually see with your own eyes, because it's just so good to just see the scale of it and the colors, the fresh air. I love this place. Just that as well, you know, just kangaroo. Sorry, George.
You got that on your camera?
Oh yeah, I got it, mate. I got it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just things like that. Just kangaroos hopping across the road as you're driving. Fucking so beautiful, man.
Kangaroos are just
so good. So we're just coming into Jack's Lookout now, which is meant to be, it's the most phenomenal lookout on the entire drive. So yeah, get out and check it out. Listen to that. Sounds of the bush. Here we are, Jack's Lookout, overlooking the Snowy River Valley. Fucking unreal, unreal. They're all just looking at me like I'm an idiot. Fucking spectacular. Influences in the wild. Another reason these roads are just incredible, you could go along the entire length of the road and you won't see another soul. It just makes it feel like you're just truly in the wild and away from civilization. You know, we haven't come across a single other person yet, so. All right, coming up on the Victoria, New South Wales border. Finally time to cross, pothole. Finally time to cross over to the dark side. And if I remember correctly, when I was here 4 years ago, this trail leads right down to the river. Oh yeah, here it is. Here she is. The beautiful lower Snowy River. She's flowing much better than when I was here last time. All of that riverbank over there, that was all exposed. It was all just sandy banks along there. But now, because I'm pretty sure there's some agreement with Jindabyne Dam that they actually have to release a certain amount of water down the dam for the Snowy River to, I think it's to replicate the natural flow of the Snowy River years ago before the dam was built. Seems to be working, because I don't know what the actual flow of the Snowy was before the Jindabyne Dam, but Kieran's gone to drop the kids off, so wait around a bit. All right, so we've crossed the border and now we've finished the Barry Way section, and now we're onto the Snowy River Road and we've entered into the Snowy River National Park. So we'll continue on until we get to Shugan and check out the historic schoolhouse there. And just a heads up, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing the names of these places correctly, so if I'm not, I've heard 5 different pronunciations for Shugan, so I have no idea which one it is. So I picked one and I'll go with it. Here we are inside the Shugan schoolhouse. Oddly, it's got a very nice smell in here. I don't know if it's a timber or whatnot, but it smells very nice. It's great that they preserve these kind of historic buildings. Amazing. It's amazing that as soon as you get out of the mountainous, twisty section of the Snowy River Road, it opens up into this beautiful green countryside and farmland. It's so nice. Can't believe how green it is. I guess all that rain has definitely helped, but it's so nice. From one amazing landscape to the other. Now we're turning left up here onto McKillops Road and on the way to McKillops Bridge. Let's go! Look at this view, man. Fuck. This is absolutely unbelievable, man. This is so stunning. We're just heading down to Little River Gorge now. So I've seen photos of this place and it looks pretty sweet. So we'll go and check it out. Holy shit. This is fucking crazy. That's amazing, man. Little River Gorge is a perfect example of how pictures and videos never do these incredible things justice, because obviously when you're planning a trip, you find all these points of interest you want to visit and you're like, oh, that looks pretty nice. So I saw this, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty nice. It looks like it's worth a stop in. And then you get there and it's just mind blowing. in pictures you can't really see the true scale of what you're looking at. But with that lookout, it goes so deep into the valley of the gorge. It is absolutely enormous. Definitely worth a stopover if you decide to come down this road. It's just tightened up. It's just real narrow now, but it is unbelievably amazing. I mean, far out. This is the kind of road where you want to look around and take in the view, but you also want to make sure you've got, you know, I'm trying to keep 1 3/4 eyes on the road and like 1/4 of my eye on the view, but it is stunning. Yeah, it's a good thing the rain has completely died off, because I imagine this would be just a bit sketchy in the rain, just a bit. But this is phenomenal, man. The boys have just called out a car, so yeah, these guys aren't on channel 40, so I'm just having to honk the horn around every blind corner, because I have no idea if they're going to hug a corner or not. This is not a spot where they want to overtake, I'll tell you that. I'm just disturbing the peace and serenity of this place. What's that?
The last one?
Yeah, last one. Yeah, no worries, man. All right, well that happened in a perfect spot, so that's all right. That works out all right. Coming up to McKillops Bridge now. Wow, even from afar, that's what a bridge, what a structure.
I think come in.
Yeah, copy.
How far off the bridge do you reckon you are?
I can see it, I'm just approaching it now. So the McKillops Bridge was built from 1931 to 36, spanning 255 metres long. So the first bridge was originally planned to be open in January 1934. However, due to a major storm days before its planned opening, it actually got washed away. The first bridge was roughly 17 metres above the river. And then roughly a year later, they finished construction on the second bridge, which is the bridge that you see now. And they increased the height of it by 5 meters. So it's now sitting 22 meters above the river. You know, back then it was a pretty significant engineering feat. I would say given the climate, given its location, given its remoteness, and given the fact that it spans 255 meters across this valley, I would say even to this day, it's still an incredible feat of engineering and is definitely an incredibly impressive structure of the high country. Moo! Hey, buddy. All right, so we're all done down at McKillops. So our original plan was to head down Yalmy Road, which is meant to be a nice scenic road through the Snowy River National Park. But it's 2:20 at the moment. If we do that, we're gonna get to camp pretty late, I imagine. So we're just gonna jump onto Bonang Road and head to Orbost. It's all right, it took longer than I thought it would. We just kept stopping to take photos and videos because it was such an incredible drive. It's been an incredible day so far. The rest of this drive will be really, really nice. We'll head to Orbost and set up camp. There he is. I can't believe he's still there after all this time. He's held on. Hello, Mr. Grasshopper. And I forgot to say, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that noise, but that is my fan. I've had to improvise because my aircon has decided to shit itself before this trip. This is what it must feel like if you own a 79 series. Ooh, shots fired. But yeah, it's not really doing much. It's just blowing hot air to me, but gotta come up with something. It's really cool to see the change in vegetation as you come lower in elevation. You got the snow gums and the alpine flowers and the daisies, the alpine grass. And then as you come lower, we're not far from sea level and you come into this rainforest where it's a lot greener, trees are massive, and you got these ferns everywhere. The trees towering above you, whereas the snow gums aren't. They're not as big as these. It's just cool to see that change in vegetation. It's been a long day, but we're finally here in camp at Woods Point, just out of Orbost. There wasn't much driving, about 330 k's, but it was just a bit slow going. But we're all set up. I'll cook up some dinner. Snowy River down there. It's pretty windy at the moment, so hopefully that dies down a bit. Yeah, let's go cook dinner. We got some snags and bacon tonight, keeping it simple. The weather's been typical, so I'm gonna have to eat it under my roof tent for now.